focusing on not only Lawyer's shooting ability, but from the outside. But I'm really interested to see how they play Braden Smith and see if they can take the ball.
Donaldson, of course, with Michigan and renewed the last 3 years in Bloomington. Here he is underneath, garnering a lot of attention. This is Allen, steps up and connects. Certainly one of the players that they've got in their scouting report, an emerging player for Jay Lucas. Lawyer gives to Kaufman-Renn. That's a lot of space for a guy of his skill set.
Their weak hand, because Smith wants to go right now, but if they can get him going left a little bit, they might have a little more success. Miami on the defensive end. Watch for the double teams.
Kaufman-Renn.
Yeah, and that's not to say, Spiro, as you well know, that he can't operate going to his left, because he can.
Donaldson dials it up on a deep shot.
If I'm a righty and I want to make a quick pass from right side to left corner, I can do it. Not as easily when I'm a low and left. They get some might be
a lethal pick and roll duo in the sport.
Purdue is getting some good looks on the blocks early on to start.
Here comes Henderson, chiseling his way to the rack. Went right into the chest of Kaufman-Renn.
Yeah, so that's one of the things they're going to focus on, going body to body.
Boilermakers working quickly. It's Fletcher Lawyer, the marksman.
Just not hitting the open ones when they need them. Here comes Lawyer up the screens.
First three of the day for Lawyer. Jack Benter has checked into the game first time for Matt Painter. This is Donaldson, big shot. Just seems like every time there's a moment where they need something, Donaldson steps into that breach. 2 years at Auburn under Bruce Pearl, 1 year at Michigan last season. And bring it all at Look at Smith! Just a masterclass!
Watch how high he jumps in the air here. You usually don't see that. Guys leaving their feet to kick that ball behind their back versus big advantage for him.
Smith sizes up Malovitz, finds his spot, elevates. Offensive rebound, Clough. Lawyer from deep.
That's all set up with Smith recognizing that one-on-one opportunity to get a clean shot. Make sure, Spiro, as you're paying attention. It's a simple thing. Yes, he gets a lot of open shots, but because he moved from the...
Shot clock is 7. Kaufman-Renn hands to Smith. Benter, high pass, Kaufman-Renn fading away and hits nonetheless.
That was excellent defense by Miami, and they got Kaufman-Renn out about 3 feet further than what he wanted.
Boy, beautiful pass. Allen in for the diver on the play. Renew with the finish.
Notice the way Smith just set him up in stride, though, again.
Here comes Donaldson, drives Henderson, slashes in and finishes point blank.
You have a little understanding of that game, don't you?
Not much more than you. Henderson comes around a screen, elevates, and hits.
Once again, looking for the post, but look where he catches it.
Kaufman-Renn, a little bit of a mismatch, takes Henderson to the box. Too easy.
Here comes Renew again on the blocks. Look at all the attention he grabs.
Follows his own miss, the spin, and he puts it in point blank. 1 year later, they finished 3rd place. Only Duke and Virginia finished higher in the ACC standings. As Allen is turned back underneath.
It was Smith delivering the goods right there, but he delivered it away from the middle of the floor. Should have gone a little bit higher on that pass.
Miami's defense has been disruptive. Nice little cut here. Allen, boy, just brilliantly done. Henderson, Kaufman-Renn offers his body. They get it to Renew into the paint. Allen is open. And we are tied here in St. Louis.
I don't think he needed that one. They had some guys who were open on the perimeter.
Washington has missed his first 4 shots. Smith, little body bumping, and connects.
Nice double team here by Clough.
Henderson outside. Renew's going to launch. He's added that to his arsenal. Inside, it's Henderson on a stick.
2 guards drifted back to half court on that shot, not allowing Miami to get the transition.
Washington beating. Coming with some nasty.
This is over. Nobody is getting in front of him, and he's going to finish. Yeah, a little different look on that pick and roll out front with Clough and Smith rather than Kaufman-Renn.
Washington finally gets his first field goal. I just like to put you on the spot, Jeff.
It's all right, I don't mind.
Washington against Lawyer on a switch. Washington's going to pull and buries it.
A little bit of a breakdown again defensively by Purdue.
I'll tell you what, it was worth that. Getting a 3-point.
Yeah, exactly.
Cox gonna fire deep in the corner. Big answer for Purdue. Then starting to heat up. 90 seconds left in the half. Washington starting to work up a nice little lather, and he keeps coming.
And remember, he's a lefty, so what is he doing? They're letting him go left. They bring it, they shoot it like Stephen Curry started shooting it up from like the chest high. They can get much more range on it.
Kaufman, Wren, Cox. Not done yet. We asked Jay Lucas, what's it like preparing for a team that has such a high volume in their offensive playbook? And he said, look, you just try to look for trigger points of certain actions. Beautifully done. Renew gliding through the air.
You know Miami has to go back to Renew. Only 2 for 8 in that first half.
Lawyer doesn't need much space. Dials it up from deep. Which of these two teams is going to be moving on to the Sweet 16?
You see that show by Renew to stop that jumper by Lawyer.
Smith, little short roll. Look at Kaufman. Red missed it. Clough is there to clean up the mess.
Matt Painter did dip into the transfer portal to get Lance Jones out of Southern Illinois. He was a defensive wing. He looks at Clough as Lance Jones this season at a different position.
He's got a mismatch with Lawyer on the right side.
Washington sizes up Kaufman. Wren, couple of fakes. Kaufman, Wren didn't bite. Henderson, big shot. With the shot clock down to 2.
Especially if he's running around trying to get back into this game.
Kaufman, Wren, Washington coming to help. Harris from deep. Heavily favored Purdue side. Number 2 seed in the West region. Smith, little pocket pass. Kaufman, Wren, sent back.
He didn't get it stripped.
Renew too much. Washington sneaks in.
There's a good pass.
Donaldson, is it 3 times for a jump? Yes!
That was a great pass, Spiro, because there was a lot of traffic underneath. Oh, you got to help him out. There you go.
Homer Myers checked in. That's Lawyer!
Yeah, I just think, you know, with that 2-2-1 press they tried just then, they backed it off in a hurry because of Smith's ability to pick it apart.
1 possession game. Smith elevates. Cash money. Matt Painter screaming for a travel. Allen underneath. Smart pass to Henderson.
They've been answering when they need to.
Miami hanging tough with one of the top passing teams in the country. Lawyer slashes to the cup. Here he comes down the paint. Second defender, Kaufman. Masterful fake, and he's headed to the free throw line.
Watch at the very end of this play. Here, stop, ball fake up, and forget about it. There's nothing you can do.
Clough back out to Smith. 6 to shoot. Smith sealed off Henderson. Well played. Clough underneath. Clough just brilliant.
Obviously a momentum possession right here from Miami.
That was Braden Smith's 6th turnover. Renew underneath, creating space. Big shot for Miami. Big possession right here for the Hurricanes. Allen looking for some daylight. Poked away. It was Lawyer.
Give it to Smith.
Smith all by himself. Big sequence for the Boilermakers.
So here's that strip down below, and then Smith smart enough to get to half court.
As we cross the 4-minute mark now left in regulation.
That slip cut. He doesn't go to the basket with it, though.
Kaufman, Wren, the leader. Got it!
And a little bit of a delay pick and roll type pop there for Kaufman, Wren. Ooh, that right arm came up there.
New going glass. It's a strong man finish. Little pocket pass, pick and roll. Kaufman, Wren, a spin. Missed it short. Donaldson on the push.
You have to go all the way down here with this one.
Henderson, Washington streaking in on the trail. The first missed free throw for Purdue. 15 of 16. 8-point lead. Here comes Renew inside.
A good touch pass. Henderson's pretty good defender, though.
Boy, can feel the urgency in this building. Braden Smith looking for some daylight. Trey Kaufman, Renew got a fingertip on it. Final seconds, and it is over. The Boilermakers marching on to San Jose in the Sweet 16.